if we could actually see these auras,
Right.
wouldn't that change how we interact with each other?
Yeah, totally. I mean, think about it. If you could see someone's aura and it was like, dark and murky,
Oh, wow.
you might be like, no thanks. I'm going to keep my
No,
distance.
like who wants to be around that? But then again, what
Yeah.
if their aura is like that because they're going through something really tough?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like maybe they need someone to reach out to them, offer some support, but we're just judging them based on their energy field.
It's like we're creating this whole new level of prejudice.
Right. It's fascinating to think about.
It really is. And, I think this ties into something else the author brought up.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
He talks about how the guy he met, the one who sees auras, he prefers to be alone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he wonders if it's because he feels different.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he struggles to connect with people who don't understand his experiences.
That's a really interesting observation.
Yeah. And it makes me think about the potential loneliness that can come with having these kinds of abilities, these sensitivities that you can't easily explain or share with others.
Absolutely. It's like you need that reassurance that you're not alone, that other people have been down this path too.
Right. And maybe that's part of what the author's doing by sharing his story.
Oh, you mean like trying to connect with others who've had similar encounter?
Exactly. Or who are at least open to exploring these ideas.
It takes courage to share something so personal,
Yeah.
Especially when, people might be skeptical.
Oh, for sure. But I think it's so important
You too?
because it helps to break down those barriers and create space for more open-minded conversations.
Exactly. And you never know what could come from those conversations. I mean, look at how many scientific discoveries were initially dismissed as fringe or impossible.
Right. We were just talking about biophotons.
Exactly. So I guess my takeaway from all of this is that it's important to approach these topics with a healthy balance of curiosity and critical thinking.
I agree.
But we should never completely close ourselves off to the possibility that there's more to reality than we currently understand.
I love that. And, it makes me think about something else.
What's that?
What if everyone could see auras?
Whoa.
I mean, how would that change our world?
That is a mind-blowing question. I mean, would we be more compassionate?
Or would we become even more judgmental?
Right. Would it lead to greater understanding or would it just create more division?
I don't know, but it's fascinating to think about.
It really is.
And, it makes me wonder if maybe some people can already see auras, but they're just keeping it to themselves.
Oh, totally. Like they're afraid to talk about it for fear of being judged or ridiculed.
Right. And that's why it's so important to create safe spaces where people can share their experiences without judgment,
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. If someone had told you 10 years ago that they could see people's energy fields.
I probably would have been like, yeah, right?
Now I'm not so sure.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it all. We're constantly learning and evolving and expanding our understanding of what's possible.
So, okay, so I want to shift gears a bit and talk about something else the story touched on.
Okay.
The idea that auras can change color.
Hmm.
So let's say someone has a predominantly white aura, which we've talked about represents purity and all that good stuff.
Right.
But then they go through something really challenging, like a major life change or a traumatic experience.
Okay.
Could that affect the color of their aura?
That's a really interesting question, and I think it gets to the heart of how we view auras.
So do you think they're static or dynamic?
I tend to think they're dynamic. Like they're constantly shifting and changing based on our experiences and emotions. So it's like our aura is a reflection of our inner world.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty profound.
It is, right? And it makes you wonder if maybe we have more control over our auras than we realize.
Okay, so how would we do that?
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to cultivate a more positive or vibrant aura, what could I do?
Well, I think it starts with self-awareness.
Yeah.
Paying attention to our thoughts and emotions and how they affect our energy.
Okay, so like if I'm constantly stressed out and negative, that's probably not going to do wonders for my aura.
Probably not. But if we focus on cultivating positive emotions like gratitude and joy,
Mm-hmm.
that might have a more positive impact on our energy field.
So it's like we're radiating that positive energy outwards.
Exactly. And, some people believe that certain practices like meditation or spending time in nature can also help to cleanse and revitalize our auras.
That makes sense. Nature always has a way of making me feel more grounded and centered.
Me too. And I think that's a great reminder that we're all connected to something larger than ourselves,
Totally. Like we're all part of this universal energy field.
Exactly. And our individual energies are constantly interacting and influencing each other.
So like even if we can't see auras with our physical eyes, we're still sensing each other's energy on some level.
I think so. And that's why it's so important to be mindful of the energy we're putting out into the world. Yeah.
because it affects not only ourselves, but also those around us.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? I think all of this really highlights the importance of empathy.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like, even if we don't fully understand someone's experiences or beliefs,
Right.
we can still try to see the world from their perspective.
And that's huge.
It is, right. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and remembering that we're all connected in ways we might not even fully comprehend.
I love that. And, it makes me think about the author of this story. He ends the chapter with a question.
Oh, what's that?
He asks, if you could sense people's energy, would you want to?
Wow, that's a powerful question.
Right. It
Yeah.
really gets you thinking.
It does. I mean, on the one hand, it could be amazing, to have that deeper level of awareness and understanding.
Yeah, you could connect with people on a whole other level.
Exactly. But then on the other hand,
It could be overwhelming.
totally. Like, imagine being bombarded with everyone's energy all the time.
And what if you start picking up on negative energy, like fear and anger and sadness?
That could be really draining.
It would definitely come with a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, you'd have to learn how to manage those sensitivities and protect your own energy.
And I think that's a good takeaway for all of us, even if we can't see auras.
What do you mean?
Well, we're all constantly interacting with each other's energy, whether we're aware of it or not.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's important to be mindful of the energy we're putting out into the world.
Exactly. And to take care of our own energy, too, like setting boundaries and practicing self-care.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Those are crucial for everyone, especially for those who are more sensitive to energy.
couldn't agree more.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap up today's deep dive.
Yeah, this has been a fascinating conversation.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I always learn so much from chatting with you.
Me too. And I think it's amazing that we live in a time where we can have these kinds of conversations openly and honestly.
Totally. Like even 10 years ago, this topic would have been considered way too woo-woo for mainstream discussion.
Right, but now there's a growing interest in these things, and I think that's a good sign.
It definitely is. So to all our listeners out there, keep those minds open, those hearts curious, and those energy fields glowing.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
That's right. There's a whole community of people out there who are exploring these ideas and experiences.
So keep connecting, keep learning, and keep shining your light.
Beautifully said. Until next time, happy exploring.
Bye.